Imagine this: winged snakes soaring through the skies, seen as powerful gods or spiritual messengers. It might sound like fantasy, but winged snakes appear in myths across the world, from the feathered serpent Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica to divine symbols in ancient Egypt. How could cultures separated by oceans and time all envision such a creature? Could these tales be inspired by something real, or do they represent something deeper? Today we're diving into the captivating myth of winged snakes, exploring their origins and meanings in various ancient cultures, and uncovering why they hold such a mysterious, even mystical place in our collective imagination. And who am I? My name is Magic One, a spiritual researcher and ancient myths enthusiast. Join me on this journey to understand the story and symbolism of winged snakes, and why they might be more than just myth. So, winged snakes, fascinating yet puzzling. While we know them from images, legends, and ancient texts, there's a lot of confusion about what these creatures truly represent. For some, they're simply symbols of the gods or natural forces, while for others, they hint at something more mysterious, something we might have lost touch with over time. The challenge with winged snakes is that they blur the line between myth and reality. Some ancient texts suggest they were messengers of the gods, bridging the earthly and divine. Others say they were creatures of chaos and transformation. How did such a diverse range of stories emerge? And what does it mean that so many cultures were captivated by the same image? In this segment, we'll look closely at these myths and legends, seeing how they've crossed cultural boundaries and generations. Along the way, let's consider, do these legends hint at a forgotten truth, or are they simply reflections of our need for connection with the mystical? Let's unravel the tapestry of myths surrounding winged snakes by journeying through ancient cultures. In Mesoamerica, one of the most well-known winged serpent figures is Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god. To the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl symbolized both the power of creation and the wisdom of the heavens. He wasn't just a god, he was a bridge between human and divine, embodying creativity, life, and enlightenment. The feathered serpent also served as a messenger, one that linked the world above with the earthly realm below. To the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl was an ideal of harmony and unity, embracing both earth and sky. Now let's look to ancient Egypt, where we see winged serpents in a very different context. Winged snakes here were often guardians of the gods. For example, the uraeus, a cobra with wings or even a sun disk, was associated with divine protection, especially for the sun god Ra. Egyptian art and iconography often show winged serpents protecting the gods from dark forces, symbolizing both defensive power and sacred protection. But these aren't isolated examples. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, we have the Nagas, serpent beings who often take on multiple forms, sometimes appearing with wings or as guardians of water. These beings hold wisdom and are sometimes depicted as protectors of sacred spaces. What connects all these myths is the recurring theme of transformation, power, and balance between realms. These winged snakes aren't just physical creatures. They're spiritual symbols representing the forces of nature, cosmic order, and even human potential. Across cultures, winged snakes connect two worlds, the grounded reality of the earth and the limitless freedom of the sky. But what inspired these diverse depictions? Is it just our imagination at work, or was there something in nature that sparked these stories? Let's explore how science offers answers that might explain how such legends came to be. Now comes the big question. Could winged snakes have ever existed, or are they purely mythical? While stories of winged snakes span continents, scientists have not found any concrete evidence of such creatures in the fossil record. However, some intriguing natural phenomena could explain how these myths started. In Southeast Asia, for example, there's a species of snake known as the paradise tree snake that can actually glide. By flattening its body and leaping from tree to tree, it can cover impressive distances through the air. For early people who witnessed this, a flying snake would surely leave an unforgettable impression. Or consider certain birds with long snake-like necks or movements, like herons and cranes. In low light or from a distance, their silhouette could resemble a snake with wings, especially if they were seen by people unfamiliar with these animals. Combined with a touch of imagination, it's easy to see how these sightings could inspire tales of winged serpents. So, while scientific evidence doesn't support the existence of literal winged snakes, these real-life creatures and their extraordinary traits offer a fascinating glimpse into how powerful myths might originate from our natural world. The winged snake may not be real in a physical sense, but in a symbolic and spiritual sense, it has taken flight in the minds and hearts of people for centuries. So, what can we learn from the legend of winged snakes? Across ancient cultures, these creatures have represented something far more profound than mere fantasy. They symbolize transformation, the meeting of two worlds, the earthly and the divine, and the mysteries of life that we still ponder today. While science may explain away the literal existence of winged snakes, their symbolic power remains. Winged snakes remind us of the balance between nature's forces, of change, protection, and wisdom beyond the physical realm. By understanding these myths, we gain insight into how humans across time and space have tried to make sense of life's great mysteries. In the end, winged snakes may not soar through the skies, but they certainly take flight in our imaginations, representing the connection between our world and the vast unknown. So what do you think? Do winged snakes represent something special to you? Have these myths sparked your curiosity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're intrigued by the legends of mythical creatures, don't forget to check out my other videos where we explore more fascinating stories from around the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.